In the middle of
Hi guys, it's Brandon, aka B Rich Beauty, aka your beauty best friend, and happy Monday, y'all! We're talking all things reality with B Rich and the lovely Jeremy McShann. Hello, Jeremy.
hello, how are you?
Great. Guys, you know what to do. Grab your beverage. Let go. Jeremy, how's your Monday, sugar?
It is going great. I'm here in New York City,
You
and
back in New
so
York?
I'm back in New York. This is a second home, so I'm here all the time. I'm sure I'll be filming lots of shows from here. So yeah, I'm here.
Hold on to your suits
Okay, right.
or your luggage.
Right, all of that. I missed my train this morning. So, I mean, it's already an adventure.
How? How does this happen to you?
Well, I blame Miss Uber and Miss Lyft because, well, I blame also myself. Like, it took them 20 minutes to come get me today. Normally, it's like a 5, 7 minutes. So that's what I factored in me leaving. I got to the train 2 minutes after it departed. But
Jeremy, it
praise
sounds like you need an adult chaperone on you.
a whole adult chaperone, a whole adult chaperone. Who
It
want to be my
sounds like
chaperone? Comment
it
if you
sounds like
want to
you might
chaperone me.
need Martell or Melody to be one of your chaperones.
Oh, no God, no God, please, please, please.
Jeremy, did you enjoy this weekend of reality
Ye-
TV?
I look forward to it every weekend, and I cannot talk about it. And Love and Marriage Huntsville and Hunts Vegas or whatever they're calling it is heating up.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh my God, we're having technical difficulties. My computer is about to shut down. And is this 3 hours or 3 minutes? Some weird IT update just happened, and now it's like a shutdown is required. Maybe I can't make this up. If no action is taken, the system was shut down in 3 hours. Oh, okay, three
Oh,
hours.
we're good. The Lord is on our side. We
Oh
cannot
my.
lose with the Lord on our side.
Hey,
Yes.
Jeremy, so let's jump into Love and Marriage Huntsville. So obviously, last week it ended with Mel and Martell with that huge fight, and Mel being all nice and petty, playing her music video for Martell, which I don't think he seemed to like. But it sounds like Martell tried to do a little late night Luther Vandross creep, 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 creep
Okay.
into
Try to do
Melody's bedroom.
a whole sneaky link at 1:30 in the morning, and she called him all the way out on it. It's wildly inappropriate.
He said, I am not here for these shenanigans, and I want the cameras to know you tried coming in my room at 1:30 in the morning to offer up an apology.
Right.
Ain't nothing open at 1:30 in the morning except a 7-Eleven and somebody's leg, sugar.
That part. That's what my mom would say it. And so it just didn't go well. First of all, he goes in to check on her, and that was the wrong move anyway. Why, out of all the people there, and he was like, I'm gonna check on her. They should have been like, no, son,
No, you're
I'll
wrong.
go check on him. Go send Destiny, anybody but him.
You got Destiny, you
Yep,
got Kimmy. Heck,
yep.
hell, the way she defends Tiffany, you got Tiffany, you got all these girls in this
Marcel
house.
could have even gone up in there and she would have received that.
Right, but you decide to just take it upon yourself after y'all had this big old blowout fight to go check on her. She's the last person she wants to see. Not to
Yeah.
mention, you do owe her on camera apology for your toxic behavior. And I know this is where you and I disagreed last week. He was toxic AF, and
She was too. She was too.
he was toxic.
Turning
He
up the
was, he
music,
was
listening. You don't
toxic.
like my
He was
song.
toxic.
No, I'm not doing this with you again today. Okay, that was the
But
last
because you
week.
know I'm
So
right, he was
we're no
toxic.
beloved. But that's if that's how you feel, like Miss Meredith Marks, I'm disengaging, and that's how it is because I'm not doing this with you today. And like. So they did, the fellows outside on the basketball courts, and they were trying to have a conversation just about, their arguments and all of this stuff and all of their different relationships. And so Maurice actually brings up the conversation that Tisha had with him about the surprise therapy. And,
Yes.
obviously it's never really a good idea to have a surprise therapy session with someone, but
It's not?
I don't think it's a good idea. But he's his summation of all of this is that Tisha has just lost all of her self-confidence, and like she just, so if that is what you think of as her husband and you don't know why, and she doesn't know why, if she thinks therapy is going to help her figure out why, then you should just go, even if you don't want to go. If you know that something's going on with your wife, you can't put a finger on it, neither can she, then at least try it and see if that's helping her at least.
Well, okay, so we realize that there are a lot of things that's broken in terms of communication with that relationship, but we also have to realize that Marceau subscribes to that old school generational Black man mentality of the woman's the woman, the man's the man. I bring home the bacon, I'm the provider, and everything else you try to figure out. Whereas we now know and we realize that there's a whole breakdown there. I appreciate, side note, because I know he's not your favorite person, but can we just give a little round of applause and a little pause for the cause for those shorts that Martell had the nerve to try to wear on that
Oh
basketball
my
court?
God. I was thinking about that. I was like, these little shorts that this man that managed to like put on. I don't know how he got them over them thighs, because I know that was the struggle of the year. But
Listen,
it was too much.
it was the thighs for me. I was like, come on, Martell. Just don't try to bend down or dunk on the little hoopy thing. The hoopy thing. The
Right, the
basketball.
hoopy thing, the right. No, but you know what? They was not serious about that basketball anyway, because they out there in flip flops.
All them were
Like,
slides, right? That
yeah,
was
so
that
it was
was
not. Yeah, they were just shooting. But I liked what Lewis said too, because Maurice was like, I never said that Tisha had to stay at home, and Maurice was just like, maybe you thought she. I mean, Lewis said to Marceau, maybe you thought she wanted to stay at home, and then your actions were supporting that. But then to her, it looked like that she couldn't go anywhere, that she had to stay at home. And maybe that's how it got lost in translation. But like you said, they definitely have a communication error. Hey Kenneth, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for watching.
So here's the thing. I like the guy code moment that they were having, talking
Okay.
about relationships and all that great jazz. What I have an issue with is Lewis breaking guy code. And that's the question for the day. For all the beauty besties watching, did Lewis break guy code by taking what they talked about on that basketball court back to his messy behind wife? Is that breaking guy code?
I don't think it is. So as if I tell anybody something and they're married or they're in a serious relationship, I'm going to assume that that person also knows whatever I tell them. However, I think Tiffany broke marital code by going back out and talking to Tisha about it, someone that's not even really her friend. And so like Lewis should have been able to come and tell Tiffany whatever, and it stays in that household. But she took it out somewhere else, and I don't think that that was okay.
Well, we've already established that Tiffany has no like sense of timing, or she just doesn't care about timing, because she likes to drop bombs over Baghdad like randomly, like bombs over Baghdad.
Right. That's I was giving you a little bankhead bounce on you. Okay. Yes.
So I just feel like maybe I still believe he broke guy code and she broke marital code. So they broke all the codes, but her timing was horrible. And I appreciate Destiny calling her out on the timing, because you don't ask certain questions because it's totally disrespectful.
Well, I mean, Destiny really got really involved with it. And who is this? Karina said Tiffany definitely messed up. Like Destiny said, she should have went straight to get to her privately. Yeah, she definitely should have went to her privately.
Agreed.
And had that if she really was serious about it. But I do think like this is a case of I've never been on TV before. Maybe I think this is what you're supposed to do on reality shows, or maybe even coaching from producers like, hey, bring this up. But yeah, it's not really working because it's not genuine at all.
You know why I brought this out, right?
Oh God, why?
Because first of all, I just needed to touch up because that excuse is so whack to me. Tiffany knows exactly what she's doing. She's trying to secure a second season so they can get out of that 4-bedroom home that they're in, and she can afford proper hair and makeup. She's just trying to secure a bag.
You know what? I was thinking about that too, because I was just we're talking about Tiffany. I was just like, you know how the camera adds 10 pounds to people, and I was like, I would love to see what she looks like in real life, because sometimes she looks like
Plain,
disproportionate, weird, like
plain,
but other times she looks different. And then like the
plain,
curly hair would be really cute in person
plain.
everyday life, but not for TV. But you know, like I
Or
just
maybe she
think,
doesn't do leprechaun green eyeshadow from her lash to her brow,
you know,
blocked
I
with
just want Tiffany to
pumpkin
be
spice
authentically
orange.
herself, and I don't think Tiffany's being authentically herself.
Plain.
You know what?
She's giving me the Huntsville version of Giselle.
Oh, not the
In fact,
Huntsville
maybe
version of
Robin.
just. Oh,
She's giving me the
okay. I
Huntsville
can see
version
the
of Robin.
Huntsville Robin. Okay, I can see the Huntsville Robin. And you know, they did have a game night, and you know, they had these conversations at the game night. And one of the conversations Tisha brought up to Maurice in front of his now current wife, Kimmy, about his ex-wife. You know, saying, does he think that he should have tried to stay with his old wife or work it out more? How crazy is that?
Okay, so are you mad that she brought that up?
100%. It was wildly inappropriate.
So I'm not. I wouldn't say it was wildly inappropriate because I don't know. I got excited. I'm in my head voice. You heard the head voice, right?
Right, I hear that.
It's like the
Right.
Samantha Stevens moment. Well, so here's the thing. She asked Kimmy even though Kimmy didn't know the context, she did ask Kimmy for
Exactly.
permission before she asked the question. She
Right,
said,
but
"Can I ask him a question?"
yes, but you don't think that if someone be like, "Can I ask you something?" I may think, "Okay, yeah," but I don't think they're gonna ask me something that's like inappropriate. I mean, what if he was just like, "Yeah, actually, I do regret that. I probably should have worked it out," and all of that? Like, how does it make me feel? Like he can at that moment he can't really even be honest about it because you got to be concerned about your wife. Like that would put her in an awkward position too.
So,
Like I don't want somebody I'm with to be talking about, man, I should have stayed with my ex or worked it out with them.
well, keep in mind, Jeremy, that at one point that was her sister-in-law too. Kimmy is just now family. So
Okay,
so for her to
and
say Kiowa said to me once, Kiowa is her ex-sister-in-law. So it's Kiowa said to me that she felt like y'all could probably work it out.
now, okay.
Here.
Now, the question in itself is maybe not a bad question. If she was just like how she pulled Maurice to the side to talk about her problems with Marceau, she could have just been like one day if they were having dinner and just asked him there. But to ask in front of the wife, I think is inappropriate, especially when y'all already have these rifts back and forth. She keeps thinking you're throwing little jabs and digs at her, and this is re-emphasizing that. Like, why would you even ask him that? Why?
Right. So then, okay, so let's talk about game night. So she did ask that during game night, but you know, this game night was really kind of led between Tiffany and Lewis. And something deep down in my soul makes me want to feel like Tiffany and Lewis might be swingers. Their questions that they kept asking, the group of friends was very highly sexualized. And
it's an anniversary, 15 years, I have conversations like that around my friends, and we, ask these questions and talk about it. And even if I've gone to couple night with people, we've done the same thing. It's just fun.
Okay.
Like they're all in relationships. Most of them all are in relationships or have been. And so it was just a fun thing. And they're asking the direct questions about their partners. It's fun.
Not a direct question about the partners. It's a direct question about partners within the group.
Okay, so, and it's fun.
Has anybody in this group ever cheated on their partner?
No, they said
Marceau drank.
No, but they said in general. They didn't say your current. They just said at all. They said at all, right? And all of them drank. They all drank.
No, not all of them.
Tisha. No. Tisha was the only one that did not drink. If you go back and look at it, they all drank.
No, because Melody didn't drink. Neither did Destiny.
And Martell said that she is a side chick to men.
That's because Marcel gets upset when people talk about his side chick. So as much as he doesn't like to talk about the side chick, he sure fiercely protects that side chick, honey, like a sword in a stone. So with that being said, we know Marceau's behavior. He is reactive and he goes on the attack and says any and everything that comes out of his mouth, whether it has truth to it or not.
I mean, I hear that, and this show is just going to continue. We get more of and it's a spectator, girl. Yes, stay with the ex. Never works with your new love. Yeah, exactly. Never is gonna work. Thank you, boo.
Ever.
We're gonna keep watching this because it seems like it's just gonna keep heating up in Vegas. Like this is crazy. But can we talk about Potomac, Real Housewives of Potomac?
I'm
Yes,
ready.
my lady's in my backyard. Now, first of all, y'all, I get a text from Brandon like over the weekend with a 4-wick candle, okay? Not a 3-wick, but a 4-wick candle, people.
I made this candle while I was in Charleston. This is a 1 wick because it's sitting
One
right in
wick.
front of me.
Yes, it's a Wendy special.
On the on the bookshelf over there is my 4 wick when I want to fill up the room. You got to know your wicks, Jeremy.
The whole
And
room is so big.
it is now my job to educate you on these wicks. Which
Listen,
wick
I
is which?
know. Listen, I know about Wix, y'all, very, very well. And I cannot wait until LaDame's Wix. She says everybody said no to the
I
subliminal
said the
swinging.
same thing. I said the same thing. They were trying to figure out. Sorry, let's go back to Love and Marriage Transfer real quick. They were trying to see and feel people out to figure out some candy coated nights type of dungeon mess while they were in Vegas.
No, it was just fun. It was fun questions. It was fun questions. But anyway, so the lady brings over some of the samples for Karen's upcoming collection. And first of all, I don't know why they thought Ray could pick up this big old heavy box. And I was just like nervous for his back the whole time because I'm like, this man, if y'all can't pick it up, he can't pick it up at this point. And I understand the need to want to still be manly and stuff, but listen, y'all got a trolley, a dolly, a needs to come. And in the midst of this, he said that he gets a spam call, a spam text with a picture. I've never gotten those before. Have you gotten a spam text before?
I get spam texts all the time. It's asking me if I'm ready to vote for the next congressman.
Yes, I'm voting. I've never gotten none with nobody's picture and all of that.
Hey, handsome.
Right.
Actually, no. The spam is getting really creative. I get these spam group chats now. That's like, click on this link. I'm waiting for you. And I'm like, no, I don't want nothing else on the other side, honey. Because in the words of Miss Mary Cosby, if it smells like fish, you run.
Okay, Mary is not sex education with Mary. I'm about to download her podcast, but I'm about to learn. Okay, but Karen, listen, this is a bad B. When she pick up the phone and call, and be like, "Hello, this is
Mrs. whatever his name, Ray Huger." Okay. He
now
said, don't give your name out. She's like, I didn't. I gave yours out. I'm the Mrs. here.
Okay.
I don't blame her.
Listen, if you were dating someone and you saw someone that got a text or a call from somebody that was flirting with them, would you call them directly and talk to them and be like, hey, cut it out?
Absolutely.
Really?
Here's the thing.
What would y'all do? I want to hear what y'all would do too. Let us know.
I would be like, call this number back real quick. I need to see who this is. But the fact that she did it tells you that she's in control and she's not here for the foolishness. But I sent you a text not only because it was a 4-wick candle in my house, but the editing. We have to talk before we even go any further. The editing for this episode.
Oh man, epic. Yes, with Miss vaccinated Karen and her visions.
Vaccinated, right?
But no, listen, is it vaccinated though?
It's that. It may be vaccinated, but it's vaccinated.
I need somebody to clarify. I need to clarify. I need to go to Google to get the pronunciation. I don't know. I mean, because when she was like vaccinated, I mean, I guess maybe that's why they shortened it VAX because you pronounce it vaccinated and not back.
Exactly.
Okay.
Vaccinated. So editing alone, but I have issues. Ma'am, your house requires building permit, a hard hat, construction zone, there's dry lumber, there's everything that's happening, and you invite people over for a driveway party for the Reasonably Shady podcast, sis, and Robin can't host it because Robin got this townhouse probably in no backyard. If y'all don't find yourself somebody's warehouse, nobody wants to show up to a construction zone.
It was a whole construction zone. And not only was it a construction zone, but it was an active construction zone. Like, people are working on your house. Like, it's not a Sunday where, they at home with their families, resting on the Lord's day, but they are there sitting there working, making all this noise, and the wind is blowing everywhere. Like, it was just too crazy. And then Giselle, so we have Chateau Cheray, and this is giving me Chateau Cheray vibes, Motel Giselle. So
absolutely.
This is the motel.
It's shaped like a motel too.
Listen,
it's kind of shaped like the same motel that Martin Luther King got shot at. very much like
Not the Lorraine, not the
yes,
Lorraine.
thank you for the name.
Not,
She's
not
literally
the.
very Chateau Lorraine.
Oh my gosh, well, girl, don't go on the balcony. Do not go on the
Well,
balcony.
apparently the doorway is still being built, so
Okay, a
nobody
scholar was
can.
like, I'm good on this tour. I do not need to be here on this tour. But one of the things that, I can give a round of applause to Robin, because Giselle did not want Karen or Wendy originally to be able to go in the house to use the restroom. And Robin was like, no, sis, this is too
She said, I
far.
can't co-sign. So here's the thing. If you're, and this is the issue I have with Giselle, you can't say, I move forward. I'm trying to build with Karen.
Yes.
I'm trying to, find a new place to kind of heal with Wendy, and then say some shoddy things like that. Like, you can't say they have to use I got tons of trees, let them squat. And then when the conversation comes up and they ask you, you then go back and say you and you. Like, ma'am, you just said 2 episodes ago at this goddess brunch that you forgave folks. Like, why move backwards, Giselle? And I got to love, as much as the Grand Dame serves Grand Dame, what she does understand is how to at least give peace offerings. She showed up with a bottle of Voo and those 3 wick candles and home sprays.
And Wendy brought Moet.
And thank you. A bottle of Moet and her home line for Chateau Lorraine. And she literally said that to Karen's face. Like, I mean, come on.
Right. And then when Wendy said she was not going to come, then they want to turn it on her and be like, y'all just didn't say that y'all weren't feeling the same way about her coming. Like, this is what I don't understand. This is why I feel like it's an attack on Wendy, but Wendy is not what you want, Giselle, because Wendy will give it to you. You know what I'm saying? The professor is in session and I am taking notes because
gone. Have you noticed that?
Zen went
left the building already.
Zen went to Zen Jen, but we'll talk about that later. But like, she's sitting there and then they want to like turn the tables on her and be like, oh, well, you weren't gonna come. I thought we were all good. No, bitch, you just said that we couldn't even go into the bathroom.
You want me
and that you had to be talked down. Had you not been talked down, we would not have gone to the bathroom.
Exactly. You want me to use the back like we on a whole glamping trip. Granted, it looks like they're glamping, but still, like, you got working toilets in this house.
Listen, right. So they play a game, reasonable or shady. And as we go through this next, I would like to know if you think this is reasonable or shady. So what are your thoughts? And you guys at home, play along with us too. Type in the comments, let us know. Is it reasonable or shady to hold a grudge for someone after they've extended an apology to you?
So, you know what I think? I enjoyed the game, but like, they kept doing what you were doing, and it kind of irked me, right? Is it reasonable or shady? No, honey. If you got these paddles saying reasonably, because that's what you're trying to make a pun on, is it reasonably?
Yes.
Or is it shady?
Listen,
but anyways, I think it's shady. If you're going to say I've moved on, then you have to move on. So the fact that you're still pulling up the dead every single time is you're being shady because you're intentionally not wanting to move on. So let's see what the comment says. Seems like Giselle couldn't wait to put people out. Could not wait. She
was ready.
In that moment, she goes, you know what, Wendy? Well, then you could just leave. You sat here with your reasonably shady comments and questions that were directly pointed at Wendy. If your cast members get changes their physical appearance and you bring up accusation of their husband cheating, that's a direct reflection on Wendy right here.
Yeah, for sure.
Don't sit here and act like this is a generalized question.
It's not. It's the whole evening was an attack. Like, for me, I think I would rather someone say, you know what, thank you for your apology. I would like to move forward with you, but I want to take time. It's going to take time. And it's a spectator says, but Karen told Robin she wanted she didn't want it to present Giselle. It was Robin's event too. But Karen was bringing a peace offering to Giselle because of their squashing of the beef. And now we're coming to Giselle's parking lot, driveway. And so since we're coming to your driveway, I want to extend, the olive branch. It's the first time we're seeing each other since we say we smashing it, squashing it. Right. But yeah, I'd rather somebody just be like, you know what? I would like to move forward with you, and we will move forward. It's just going to take me time to get back to the trust there. So that way, when I'm moving a little slow, and you understand why.
Absolutely, absolutely. But you know what? I will say this, just in the interest of time, because this was a lot was happening, right? A lot was happening at that party between Candace confronting Mia, her calling. Now, here's the thing about Candace. Candace is quick to call somebody out their name, but then want to grab a piece of paper towel and cry. She called, she said, I was not expecting something low. Thank you. I was not expecting something low budget, but then she goes, your mama is low budget. Now, if somebody said that about Miss Dorothy, Candace would have been crying and ready to fight.
And it's so much more layered with Mia's situation. And like Giselle said, I don't think she really knew about it, but she shouldn't really be talking about that because you just don't know. Like, you don't know what people be going through their past. And for you to like say this comment, I know your mama is just like the typical black, like clap back line. But in this case, like, whoa, that had a lot of power behind it. And that deserves a huge apology.
Absolutely. And Candace will probably hide behind her not knowing the details because Mia
Doesn't
never
matter.
said the details.
Doesn't matter.
But no, it does, because I don't know if your mama is dead and I say your mama, you can't be mad because my clapback was your mama.
No, I can't be mad. It does that matter. Okay, it's the black community, the clapback, but at the end of the day, the clapback is not right. You know what I'm saying?
She does not know that, Jeremy.
Yeah, so she shouldn't be saying it, right? Because listen, you don't like the reason she got her snatched last season was because you don't understand people's backgrounds, right? You don't know what's gonna set people off, what's gonna click them off, and if you just keep yapping at the mouth, the wrong thing is coming. Karina says mother and children are off limits. Correct. They're not part of the show.
Well, when your mother is on the show causing all this drama,
and like we can talk about her, right? And we can talk about her. We can talk about them because they insert themselves. Anytime whether it's a child, mother, whatever, if they insert themselves into a situation, then by all means, the cast has rights to have their opinions and talk about it. But if they didn't insert themselves into it, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, that was a crazy situation. But listen, Wendy told Giselle, she said, what do I have to be jealous of? This? And she was just like, like, this is too crazy. And she was just like, no, I never talked about your home. I talked about how you dress. And then when the whole
Giselle's jumpsuit, did you like it?
It was cute. I thought it was cute. You didn't like it? Oh, it was cute.
I didn't say it wasn't cute.
And then the ultimate
Robin's short set.
I didn't understand what she was trying to give either. Like, I guess, she was outside in the bushes, so she was giving a snake in the bushes. That's what she was giving.
A little snake in the bush, honey.
Okay, she gave atmosphere. But even when, they talked about the blogs and, she was just like, well, the same blog reported that you had an STD. So are we supposed to believe that that is true? I mean, that shut it down. And I love how... Yeah, no, and Candace took so much delight in it. She was screaming everything, but
so you know who was the great like instigators on the sidelines? Ashley with her faces and her commentary, like while she's drinking her Corona, and then Candace trying to sing background as if this was like it needed musical backing.
Okay, listen.
That's why this made it so funny, because between the editing and the
of Karen
and everything else with Karen. And then the actual, like, the two gestures on the side, it just made it so entertaining with all the shade that was going on at the reasonably shady, tent.
And then when she tried to kick him out, they couldn't get out because Candace's car is blocking them. And Giselle is wrong as hell for letting Grace bag this woman's car out when she knows good and well this girl cannot drive.
I said, oh... She knows.
And she scratched up her rim.
Exactly. But it sounds like Robin was a little bit more patient with her. Robin might need to.
Robin was getting stressed out, but she was getting stressed out too. She was like, "But turn it up." She was like, "What do you mean?" Robin was too. But this now, a kid is a kid. You cannot fault a kid. But the parent, if I'm going to move a friend's car, and as a parent, I know you can't drive, then no, I can't.
Yeah, I agree.
That was crazy. But I mean, that was Real Housewives of Potomac.
And before we move on, Mia and her mama.
I
get that Mia is trying to build her relationship with her mom. But and for those that are watching, was it appropriate for Mia to have that conversation about her relationship with her mom and what her mom does for her other sisters in front of the grandchildren, aka Mia's children, it did not seem like a conversation that needed to happen at the ice cream table.
So I initially thought that, and the whole time I was watching the kids, and the kids were doing something else. They were like playing, talking. So
The
like
kids were at the table though.
they were at the table, but they were in their own other world, and that's like being around like kids or no.
Jeremy.
No, I mean I think like it was okay in that moment. They were
Jeremy.
having the kids weren't in tune. They didn't even know what's going on.
I don't buy it because what you're not about. So I would possibly buy what you're trying to sell me if it wasn't stale. How about that? Because what you're giving,
not stale. Oh, we got insults here, y'all. What? Oh my God, I felt attacked after I already did quit the show once. Now this is my 2 weeks notice, audience. You can come to J Rich Beauty, youtube.com/J Rich Beauty. I am your beauty best friend.
So now you're going to steal my whole platform and tagline and my whole beauty bestie community. See how
right?
Do you? The girls will always try to take your ideas.
Listen, I will not stand for the abuse. Listen, y'all let me know if you would listen to J Rich Beauty.
I'm gonna tell you one thing, honey. You can come up with your one wick candle if you want to, but guess what B Rich Beauty is gonna always be, honey? 9 and 4 wicks.
Okay? Four wicks.
Not 1, not 2, not 3, bitch, but 4.
Listen, so you can keep talking because it ain't changing over here.
But, and that's fine. But what I got to say is you're wrong.
Right.
The kids did not have on headphones. The kids weren't watching a movie. The kids weren't in the iPad. They were sitting there looking down on their ice cream, confused at the conversation, trying to ignore it. That's happening at a table that's small.
Oh my God. Think about how many conversations do you remember your parents having while you sitting at the table when you was a little kid?
But it does not make it right.
It makes it okay because the kids was not paying attention.
It's not right and it's not okay.
Ooh, child. Okay. What's not right?
Hurt. So the comments are coming in.
What are they saying? What are they saying?
Mia is still hurt. She absolutely
is. Of course she's hurt.
She has some form of sibling rivalry and jealousy that's still happening.
Of course.
Based off of her hurt. And it's understandable. That's what therapy is for. And I'm not saying that the conversation between Mia and her mom does not need to happen. I just don't think it needs to happen with the children present.
Now, I am very curious what Mia's sister, and then Karina says they sure did hang out. They thought they were gonna get a blooper.
So you know why? Because one of the comments said Ashley looked horrible and that Ashley's breasts were almost hanging out of her dress the entire time. I agree.
Okay, yes. All right. Y'all better have these conversations. I don't even know what I was saying no more.
Because it probably had nothing to do. Because it probably was deflecting and protecting,
not deflecting and protecting. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Okay, me and her mom need counseling. Yes, child. But no, that's what I was gonna say. So I'm curious what situation her sister's in, right? Because it could be one of those things where Mia is very well to do. And her sister could just have like a regular job at Walmart or be a single mom and needs more support. So the mom in her mind, even though it's not necessarily all the way right, it's like, you good. This person needs me more. So that's why I was there. Ooh, y'all. Okay. Well, keep watching. They're going on a couples trip next week that Giselle claims that she's not going on, or it looks like Robin and Ashley not going either. But Giselle only had luggage to bring to the couples trip anyway, according to Wendy. So Wendy reached Giselle for filth.
Wendy was wrong for not bringing up Juan though. She knows good and well that she has
because she was being attacked, and she was being attacked.
Not Wendy's shoes. The kids are going in on the fashions.
Y'all know what? It's hard to find some shoes when you have the size feet that she has, and I know because listen, I wear a size like 9.5, 10, and sometimes I want to get boots like in the women's department, and that's what an 11 or 12, and it's like a look like it's nothing there. So I understand the struggle, sis.
Experience about that.
Listen, you know what? And you can never tell. I'll be in the women's section all the time. Listen, I want y'all to see. Y'all can't really see, but these pants right here, I'm doing too much. But
Can you
they're
make
from the.
sure this is appropriate, please? This is
It
a,
was.
I mean, it's not a
It's a
kid-friendly
family show,
show.
but
Yeah,
they're
just
from the
saying.
women's department. Listen, I go to the women's department all the time because it's cheaper. They fit like I want them to fit, and you can't
Okay.
really tell that they're from the women's department.
I mean, Target has great fashions. Next up, let's talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Ah! Y'all, I quit this show. This is my last appearance.
I don't
Last
accept your
appearance.
resignation. I don't
Okay,
accept your
last
resignation. And you don't get
appearance.
unemployment for this. So just go
Okay.
ahead, sugar.
Oh no. Gotta come back. So Mary, I need to go to Mary because Mary is the prayer counselor. She can teach people how to pray because apparently we all been doing it wrong. This is the second time we see Mary correct somebody about how to pray.
I agree. And okay, was that grilled cheese date with Mary and her son just so awkward?
It was because she is determined to get him out of the house into the army.
She said, "You
And
go and speak up. I can't. God can't hear you, sis. Everybody, calm down. You're right in front of him."
Yes, it was, and he want to move. How old is he?
18.
Okay, I got it. Okay, so and I guess he didn't have any like educational aspirations, so I guess the army was where he was going.
Well, does he? Apparently, he doesn't have any like praying skills either. I blame the parents. Listen,
Listen,
you
the
got
prayer
to
was all right to me. He said the key phrases: "Our Heavenly Father, watch over this food," and he was throwing some extra stuff up in there too. So I was with the prayer.
purify the food.
Yeah, yes,
He was
that's what I
coaching
was
him
I was
as
like,
he
I
was
ain't never seen
mumbling.
purify, but I know tonight at dinner I'm going to use that in my prayer. Please purify it, Lord. Purify
No, you're
it.
supposed to purify all the food. That's how you get. That's how you avoid the calories, Jeremy.
Oh, okay. Is that how you avoid the calories? You just purify it.
I thought you knew.
Well, I mean, now I know. And listen, every meal from here on out will be purified.
In the name of, hey, so
Jesus, hallelujah.
can we talk about
And
Meredith? Not Meredith. How Mary? How do you go to somebody's house and say you need quiet so you can fart?
I was like, girl, this is so crazy. However, another personal story. This made me remind me of. So I like if I have to go number one, like pee, like I cannot do it if somebody's around me. Like I have to close the door, or I have to like it has to be around, or like I just can't go. Like sometimes I'm in a bathroom and I'm like at a stall and I'm getting ready to pee, and somebody walks in, I just can't do it anymore.
You get performance anxiety.
I get when I have to use the restroom. So I don't know. Like,
Does anybody else get performance anxiety when they got to use the number one? Since Jamie calls it
listen,
number one.
I can't be the only one. Like, but I could do it if I like close the door or if I go into the stall.
What
And
happens if you go to the men's room and it's nothing but urinals?
now, if it's on a really busy event, then it's fine because
Sunday
everybody is.
Funday. Think about Sunday Funday in DC, a day in
Yeah.
the district.
Or sometimes I have to pretend like I go to the bathroom and I like don't go because I just can't, and then I like sneak back later and go back.
So how does that have anything to do with the price of tea in China? Why do you need to be silent in order to fart? And as classy as you are with your vintage name brands and your synthetic wigs, you don't excuse yourself and go to the bathroom to go fart?
No, she did not. And see,
It's
listen,
so
I
awkward.
thought,
She's so awkward to me.
and then she tried to talk about Meredith's fashions. I was like, pot, meet the kettle, girl. What?
Hello, ma'am. At least Meredith Fashion is a good trendy blazer.
It was, and a
She
mask.
should-
Well,
yes.
Meredith was giving us masks before we was all in mask. Okay.
Hello, somebody. Well, actually, I've always been wearing masks. But
Oh,
so we see that, she invites, Mary over. I didn't realize Mary had a whole relationship with,
Brooks.
Brooks, but okay.
Well, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and they bonded over Jen Shaw.
Oh, are you quoting Bible scriptures?
I don't think that's in the Bible, but it's an old.
It
It's a
sounded very
old.
biblical.
It did. Y'all better know the word. That's how the devil come fool y'all. He just say anything. But
Enemy
anyways,
of thy friend is thy neighbor's friend. Is that what you said?
okay. The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
See, there you go.
Mm.
Now, with that being said, um, Mary was like, I'm not going fly fishing with y'all.
Yeah, Mary was like,
She says, I don't sit on lakes, nor do I fish.
but listen, the whole time I was watching this, I'm like, I get that because I would not have been there either.
Why not?
It was way too cold. It's on a frozen
They
lake.
live in Salt Lake City, Jeremy
It's
McShane.
a lake, right? It's a lake. Why are we standing on a lake? They didn't even have gloves on, getting the fish and stuff. No, this and we got to sit outside in the cold. I'm good.
That's the perfect reason to dress up. You live in Salt Lake City. You throw on your real fur, your little.
You want me to wear fur to the lake and go fishing?
It's flat. Excuse
Mm-mm.
me. It's the bubbles from my sparkling water. Excuse me.
Oh.
You're getting dressed up. It was a controlled environment. They had somebody there just damn near catching the fish for them. It was all
They did, really did. But it still was cold. Listen, I hate to be cold. Like, it's literally the worst feeling in the world.
In Salt Lake City.
By a certain, that's where the church ended up going. And that's why grandma said she got to stay. I'll be down in Florida with Robert, senior, warm.
Well, for a good solid 6 months, just moved out the house.
All the way out the house.
I guess they were trying to protect the marriage. You know, a lot of these COVID divorces were going on. So she wanted to make sure they stayed married, sugar. So he left the whole household. Now,
he did.
What are your thoughts here between this interaction between Meredith and Jen?
So, I mean, Meredith, it's literally the exact thing that happened last week with Heather. Like, literally almost word for word, the same conversation, which at this point is just like, look, girl, people are telling you how destructive you are on Twitter and how your comments are impacting them, and you're not taking accountability. I can move forward with you if you don't want to take accountability. Now it's, I didn't do it. Now somebody else runs it. Girl, what?
Now, here's the thing. I think she has to set that up from the beginning. That's where she goes wrong. She has to say, "Oh my God, you realize I don't run my social media. I apologize that happened. Let me talk to such and such." But she doubles down on like, "I didn't do it. I didn't do it." Then she gets the example and she's like, "But somebody runs it." Sis, none of us know that except you,
right?
Because your social media is forward facing as if you run it. So you need to either set the expectation.
Now you know good and well that Jen Shaw is up on that Twitter. Somebody else may also have the access to it and can post work stuff, but they're not going there liking tweets on your behalf. They're not doing that.
And liking a tweet and retweeting is just as good as you saying it out your mouth. So if she's liking something about Brooke, what children should be off limits, then ma'am, you liked it. You basically said it. And so Meredith is telling you, Lisa is telling you that these things are damaging and hurtful, especially for a child who has not decided what side of the fence that they want to play on or live on and everything else. They have not decided how they're living their truth. They're just existing because they're a kid right now. Let them be a child, which isn't he in his 20s or something?
Yeah, I was just like, I thought it was public information, but
I'm not here to tell anybody how they need to journey and discover themselves. But I'm just saying.
Listen, Karina then said that the kids was off limits. So, speaking of kids, Jenny and her husband had a really conversation about him wanting more kids. And she's like explaining to herself that she didn't even want the kids. She says, first of all, she's 45. So that you already need to be looking side eye about it. Then when she said she had 9 miscarriages.
That's a lot.
And 3 C-sections.
That's a lot of trauma on the body. And I've not, for any female, that just sounds like a lot of trauma. So my heart went out to her on that. But I'm like, okay, so if that's the case, do what Candy and Todd did. Hire a freaking surrogate.
She don't want no more kids. She is done.
She's done. But if they're compromising here, she doesn't have to carry it. Hire a surrogate. But
she gotta raise it. She the at-home, stay-at-home mama. My kids are like my youngest daughter, who I love. Actually, she is the best, but she's self-sufficient. She up here doing science experiments and stuff. Like,
She's
I'm not
great.
starting over. Like, this is crazy
Absolutely.
to me.
I agree. And can you imagine? She's 45, so that means now she's as a kid. By the time the kid is 5, she's like 51. Like I get it. I really I feel some kind of way about like people who have children a little too old, because I feel like
Oh,
it does
not
a
too
disservice for
old.
you and the kids, because obviously now your life expectancy is not the same as if you've had the child younger. But everybody has a different journey in life. I get it. However, she doesn't want any more kids at
She
all,
don't want no more.
and the
And
kids
she
are
was
nice.
just
I like
like,
the kids.
they are. And that little girl, she's so cute, so fun
She's
and
adorable.
funny. But she was just like, you're also a doctor. And I feel like you already know how dangerous this is to my body. And I feel like you don't even care about me. You just want kids.
And I think that's a very fair statement. And she knows her husband. So
That's crazy.
I know. Jeremy,
That's a great weekend of TV.
this was a really great week. I can't wait for next week when Potomac takes his vacation trip. And oh, really quickly, by the way, did you see that Cynthia Bailey announced today that she will not be returning to Housewives of Atlanta? Like, we didn't already know that.
Right.
But she made the announcement today. Very classy post, by the way.
It was, but we'll see her on All Stars coming, I
Yo,
think in November, they said. So
absolutely.
we get to see her still on our screens, serving
Absolutely.
face. And
But you know
so
this, that's not going to be available on Bravo. It's going to be available on one of them streaming platforms. So we got
I
to.
got Peacock.
Oh, can you
Well,
give me?
it
Just
well
DM
it,
me
it
your
comes with my cable. So I just say Peacock. I don't think I have a separate login. But
Just
we'll talk. We're
send me
gonna
your
we're
log.
gonna talk, right? We're gonna talk afterwards. Okay.
Okay,
We'll have a convo afterwards.
fantastic, sugar. And
Right.
on that note, guys, thank you for joining us this week, this Monday, for Reality Conversation. Join us next week as Jeremy and I.
Oh, join him next week. I'm just Star Jones. Today is my last day. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
Boy, I almost said something to you. Join us next week as we talk Love and Marriage Huntsville, Real Housewives of Potomac, and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. In the meantime, guys, I will see you on Wednesday for Matcha with me. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your day. If you love this video, leave us a comment, like it, and share it with your good old Judy's, honey. We haven't reached 100 views just yet, which means that Jeremy McShane is still not on the Twitter. So let's go ahead and share this with all your reality beauty besties that would love, love, love this type of entertainment. And on that note, guys, who loves you? I do. I'll see you next time. Bye.